This is Transformers Alternity Cliffjumper by Takara Tomy. I think it's not called Cliffjumper. I think Takara calls him Cliffer, something like that. But he is Cliffjumper, and he is the repaint or the second version of this mold. The first version being the Bumblebee mold or the Bumble figure by Takara as well for the Alternity line. And this mold is part of the third wave of the Alternity Transformers series. Okay, so far, out of all the four molds I've seen, this one looked the least promising. Everyone was complaining about how chubby he looked, how squat he was, but as it turns out, this figure is actually my favorite out of all the Alternity figures. Before we begin, let's go and have a look at the packaging. It's very nice, just a traditional Alternity Transformers packaging. It says Swift Sport, and as you know, as most of you know, the alt mode for this mode is the Suzuki Swift. It's a pretty nice looking car, and it's a part of the 25 years anniversary of Transformers products. There is a clamshell casing inside that you can house the vehicle in, the figure in vehicle mode in, and you can display it that way, which looks very awesome. And I'll probably do that because the quality that this figure has is so good. I don't want to mess it up and just leave dust to collect on it. So there's the back of the packaging. That's that. The red on the pictures are a little bit brighter and not as metallic, but I really do like this one. Now, so let's put the packaging on the side for now. I like this figure first because paint apps are just off the hook. I mean, look at that. It's a very metallic hot rod red, very close to the Mark 6 or the Mark 4 or Mark 3 Iron Man. If you watch the movie, it looks something a little bit like this. You just have to be very careful with it because the paint is prone to chipping if you scratch it too much, and which I will show you later. Oh, here actually. I don't know if you can see. Oh, there you go. There is some minor chipping right there. Well, it's forgivable. I mean, I can live with it. It's just that when I open the back door or the trunk, it sort of scratches that part, which is a bit of a shame. And yeah, it kind of hurts. But everything else so far is okay. So just be careful with the paint apps. Next, I like this because the transformation is great. It can be a little bit tricky and difficult in the beginning once you get him out of packaging. So for all of you collectors out there who are worried about damaging this figure, transforming him at first can be tricky because you don't want to push anything too much. But I realize you just have to follow the instructions very carefully, just see where the joints are, and you can move it and budge the joints. Once the joints have been moved from the original position, transformation becomes easy. And the instructions that Takara usually comes out with are just spot on, not like Hasbro. And lastly, overall, the figure is just great. He's not as chubby as what many people think. He's not as squat. He's actually pretty tall. I mean, pretty normal, not tall. He's of normal height. Before we talk about the articulation, let me just stand him up. The joints, there's too many joints actually, if at all, on the leg, which it requires a lot of finagling and fidgeting about, but you'll get there. So let me just stand him up. Okay, so there is Cliffer, or Cliffjumper, and here is the Generations Cliffjumper. As you can see, they're about the same height. It's a pretty good representation of what Cliffjumper could have become. So, pretty cool. Don't mind the gun. So, it's not bad. It's not squat. Okay. Articulation, very nice articulation. It's got a ball jointed neck, which can look up. So, you know, if he was flying, be a cool pose. He's got a swivel arm with a hinge that allows you to move the arm sideways. He's got a hinge elbow and a swivel, bicep swivel, ball jointed wrist, and a hinge. No waist articulation. He's got a very tight ratcheting ball hinge hip. He's got a ratcheting thigh swivel, and he's got multiple knee articulation, mainly because of transformation. He's got some ankle articulation, as well as this. And what's interesting is that the feet can actually turn, so that you can have him posed in like a splayed out feet position, and he'd still be stable. He's stable because of the very nice heel spurs back there. So it's a pretty cool figure. I'm just really liking this one. So, wait, sorry, I almost forgot. One last thing. He's got these pistols. They're pretty cool. Very small. They do stow away neatly, like FBI backup pistols, right there. And light piping. If I can just find my trusty light. Not a whole lot. Sad to say. Yeah. Barely even there. Excuse me. Okay, let's transform him into his Suzuki Swift Alt mode. First thing you want to do, you want to straighten him up. I guess you can do the arms first. Go ahead and pop the seats up. Okay, go ahead and yeah, rotate him this way and fold up the arms that way, and come on. Oh, okay. Okay, there we go. And just form the back part of the car. Okay, do the same on the other side. Rotate it this way. Rotate, and then fold up. Okay. And rotate. That's that. Okay. Then you want to go ahead and cover up the face, like that. Go ahead and fold the ears inward. Okay, come on. And then this one, all the way bend it. You know, when you first open this package, this thing is going to be tough to pull out, to rotate. You feel like you're going to break it, but trust me, it does move. So there. It was very hard. I was so very ginger about it. It was gingerly folding it out. It snapped, and it was very cool. It didn't break. It was very nice and very relieved it didn't break. So that's that. It doesn't cover the face that well. So okay. Next thing you want to do is you want to push up this entire assembly like this, and then this thing is going to come out, and there's a bug. Okay, and sorry, unpeg it first and then push. It should come out just like that. That's pretty cool. A little bit of automorph doing there, and there's more automorph, which I will show you later. Not automorph, but the snap out features. And you gotta open this panel up. We'll do it later. Yeah, go ahead and just tab rear ends, close, and you've got the back end of the car. And then go ahead and flip this out. Now it's a simple procedure. I didn't even know why it was there, what it was there for, but I will show you later. And finally, the feet. Feet are, you just fold out the front part of the bumper, and we'll do that later. Close the heel spurs. Just fold the feet inward, and then just fold the legs inward like that. doing wrong? Okay. Sorry. Okay, there we go. Go ahead and tab it in. Oh. Come on now. Okay. Oh, sorry, I moved the whole assembly back. And just... it's not coming in. I've done something wrong. Okay, there we go. Just push everything in. And close the hatch. Close the hood. Come on. Okay. Now there is Cliffjumper in his Suzuki Swift Alt mode, which this one in particular rolls very, very well. Now I promised I'd show you what that thing was for. If you open the hood like that, this one snaps out the front part of the car like that. It's nothing spectacular, but I thought it was pretty interesting. So just fold him back like so. Go ahead and collapse it or cock it like a missile. Fold this thing down to lock it in place. Fold the trunk down and then push back. So come on. Okay. This thing has to lock. So you can put it. So just tab it in. So very cool. Not like the Megatron or Optimus Prime Alternities that they very difficult. The loose riveting really made it difficult for it to roll. But this one is really cool. It rolls very well, surprisingly. And as you can see, you can better appreciate how good the paint quality on this one is. Really, really very nice. And I'd really like to keep it in packaging just to protect the integrity of the paint apps on this one. Okay, and that's that. I hope this video has been very helpful to some of you who are actually thinking of getting this figure. It's a very nice investment. I picked this figure up at Our Toys. Cost me a little over $55, but it was nice. It was worth it, considering it's a Japanese import. And I will leave you with the sight of this figure with all his doors opened up. I mean, the doors opening up are not necessary for transformation, but I'm pretty glad that Takar added it. And as you can see, the detail inside, there are seats, even the back seats are present. There's a steering wheel. And like I mentioned earlier, the trunk does open up, and I did scratch the paint off that area. So, trunk's okay. The Cliffer head, or Cliffjumper head, is well hidden, sort of. So there you go. Transformers Alternity Cliffjumper or Cliffer in his Suzuki Swift Alt mode. Thanks for watching.